Welcome back to the ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today we will dive deep into the latest drama and intrigue surrounding General Hospital for the upcoming episode on Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions, shocking revelations, and unexpected alliances as we explore the stormy lives of Port Charles' most iconic residents. This comprehensive breakdown will unravel hidden layers, introduce fresh perspectives, and speculate on thrilling possibilities, ensuring you're fully equipped for the next chapter of this beloved soap opera. Let's embark on this journey together, starting with a dramatic twist at the hospital and working our way through the tangled web of relationships and secrets. Hospital Heartbreak, Brad and Portia's explosive exchange. At the heart of Port Charles General Hospital, a storm is brewing between lab technician Brad Cooper and the esteemed Dr. Portia Robinson. Their confrontation promises to be a raw, unfiltered clash of emotions, as Brad lays bare his frustrations about a professional arrangement that has left him feeling trapped and undervalued. Imagine the tension in the sterile hospital corridor, the flickering fluorescent lights casting stark shadows on their faces as Brad's voice rises with pent-up resentment. He might confess to feeling like a cog in a machine, his expertise overlooked while Portia's authority looms large. Could this outburst hint at deeper insecurities or past betrayals between the two? Perhaps Brad is wrestling with a moral dilemma tied to a recent lab error that could jeopardize a patient's life, an error he blames on the unbearable pressure of their current dynamic. As for Portia, her response might be laced with icy professionalism, masking a flicker of guilt. She could counter Brad's accusations by pointing out the hospital's relentless demands, subtly hinting at her own sacrifices as a mother and leader. This heated exchange could be a turning point, pushing both characters to reevaluate their priorities. Will Brad seek a drastic career change, or might Portia extend an olive branch, recognizing the need for mutual respect? Fans are left to ponder if this rift will mend or widen, potentially impacting critical medical cases down the line. Club confrontation, Jordan and Curtis face off. Meanwhile, the electric atmosphere at a local Port Charles hotspot crackles with tension as Jordan Ashford locks horns with Curtis Ashford. Picture the dimly lit club, the thrum of bass vibrating through the air as these two former lovers stand toe-to-toe, their unresolved history palpable in every glance. Jordan, ever the fierce protector of justice, might be grappling with a personal betrayal. She could accuse Curtis of meddling in a sensitive investigation tied to organized crime, believing his actions have endangered lives. Her words might drip with frustration, recalling late-night stakeouts and broken promises from their shared past. Curtis, on the other hand, could defend himself with a mix of defiance and desperation, revealing that his interference stems from a need to protect someone close to both of them, perhaps their son, TJ, who's unknowingly entangled in a dangerous scheme. This confrontation might peel back layers of mistrust, exposing vulnerabilities neither has dared to show since their split. Could this explosive moment lead to a reluctant truce as they unite for a greater cause, or will it deepen the chasm between them? The stakes are sky high, and viewers will be glued to their screens, wondering if love or resentment will ultimately prevail in this volatile reunion. Unexpected alliances, Jocelyn and Emma's uneasy partnership. Over in another corner of Port Charles, the younger generation faces its own trials as Jocelyn Jacks finds herself rattled by a stern confrontation with a mysterious handler named Vaughn. Envision a secluded alleyway meeting, the shadows cloaking Vaughn's stern features as he challenges Jocelyn's resolve, questioning her ability to handle a covert task tied to a family secret. Her usual confidence might waver under his piercing gaze, her mind racing with doubts about the path she's chosen. Enter Emma Scorpio Drake, who, despite a rocky history with Jocelyn, steps in to mediate a related conflict with the enigmatic Professor Henry Dalton. Emma might approach the professor with a calculated charm, weaving a story to diffuse his suspicions about Jocelyn's involvement in a campus scandal. Imagine her referencing obscure historical texts to win his trust, showcasing her intellect and resourcefulness. Though Jocelyn and Emma are far from friends, this shared crisis could plant the seed for an unlikely alliance. Might they discover a mutual respect, bonding over their shared determination to protect their loved ones? Or will old grudges resurface at the worst possible moment, derailing their fragile teamwork? This subplot brims with potential for character growth, offering a fresh dynamic amidst the town's chaos. Family feuds. Tracy shocks Gio with a bombshell. Elsewhere, the formidable Tracy Quartermaine delivers a jaw-dropping surprise to young Giovanni Gio Palmieri, shaking the foundation of his loyalties. Picture Tracy in her element, Seated in the opulent Quartermain mansion, a tablet glowing in her hands as she reveals a damning piece of digital evidence, perhaps a leaked financial record implicating someone Gio holds dear in a shady deal. Her tone might be sharp yet calculated, warning Gio to rethink his unwavering support for a controversial figure in his life. Could this revelation tie back to a long-buried family scandal, one that threatens to tarnish the Quartermain legacy if Gio doesn't comply with Tracy's agenda? Gio, caught off guard, might grapple with a surge of conflicting emotions, loyalty to his mentor versus the undeniable proof before him. His backstory could be fleshed out here, recalling a childhood promise to stand by those who've supported him, juxtaposed against Tracy's cold pragmatism. Will Gio defy Tracy, risking her wrath, or will he heed her caution, setting the stage for a rift with someone he idolizes? This power play underscores Tracy's unrelenting influence, leaving fans eager to see how Gio navigates this moral quagmire. Hospital horror, Carly's heart-stopping discovery. Across town, a chilling scene unfolds as Carly Spencer steps into a hospital room, only to be met with a sight that stops her heart cold. Visualize the sterile white walls, the hum of medical equipment, and Carly's breath catching as she gazes at something or someone on the floor, shrouded in mystery. While we know the beloved Sonny Corinthos isn't facing a permanent exit, the tension lies in what Carly uncovers. Perhaps she stumbles upon evidence of foul play, a forged medical chart, or a suspicious syringe discarded nearby, pointing to a sinister plot against Sonny. Her mind might race back to recent cryptic warnings from allies, piecing together a conspiracy involving a shadowy figure posing as hospital staff. Could this moment also strain her complicated dynamic with Jack Brennan, as Sonny's predicament forces Carly to question who she can trust? The emotional weight of seeing Sonny vulnerable could reignite old flames or fuel new resentments, especially if Carly suspects Jack's involvement. This gripping scene promises to unravel layers of deception, keeping viewers on edge as they await the truth behind the hospital intrigue. Mother-daughter mayhem. Christina challenges Alexis. Finally, the emotional core of the episode centers on a fiery clash between Christina Corinthos Davis and her mother Alexis Davis. Envision a charged atmosphere in Alexis's office, papers strewn across the desk as Christina bursts in, her voice trembling with betrayal after learning of a secretive legal move Alexis had considered. This could involve a drastic step to protect Christina from her own reckless decisions, perhaps a plan to have her temporarily committed to a rehab facility due to spiraling behavior linked to a hidden addiction struggle. Alexis, torn between her maternal instincts and her legal mind, might defend her actions by revealing her knowledge of Christina's dangerous entanglements, including a blackmail scheme orchestrated by a manipulative figure like Ava Jerome, who's demanded exorbitant sums to keep quiet. Christina's defiance could mask a deep fear of losing control, her outburst a plea for understanding rather than judgment. Might Alexis disclose a parallel from her own past, sharing a story of redemption to bridge the gap with her daughter? Or will Christina's stubbornness push her to make a reckless confession to authorities, hoping for mercy? This layered conflict delves into the complexities of family ties, leaving audiences aching for resolution amidst the chaos. Next, we will delve into the tumultuous saga unfolding in the heart of Port Charles, where Natalia Ramirez stands on the precipice of a life-altering decision that could either salvage her fractured relationship with mob kingpin Sonny Corinthos or shatter it beyond repair. In a town where secrets are currency and loyalty is a rare commodity, Natalia's recent actions have placed her in a dangerous spotlight. Her world is crumbling under the weight of past mistakes, present dangers, and the ever-looming specter of betrayal. With Sonny's health in a precarious state and enemies circling like vultures, Natalia's journey is one of high stakes and heart-wrenching choices. Will she find a path to redemption, or will the shadows of her past consume her entirely? Let's unravel this gripping tale of power, trust, and survival in the unpredictable realm of Port Charles. A web of secrets and betrayals. In the shadowy underbelly of Port Charles, Natalia Ramirez has stumbled into a quagmire of her own making. Once a figure of intrigue and charm in Sonny's tumultuous life, her recent indiscretion has cast a dark cloud over their already fragile connection. During a heated exchange with her former spouse, the cunning and ruthless Jen Sidwell, Natalia let slip a bombshell about Sonny's critical health condition, a need for urgent heart surgery that could leave him vulnerable at the worst possible time. This wasn't just a careless whisper, it was a detonator that could ignite catastrophic consequences for Sonny's empire. The revelation handed Sidwell a golden opportunity to exploit Sonny's weakness, placing Natalia in a position where her loyalty is not just questioned, but outright suspected of treachery. The streets of Port Charles are abuzz with whispers of her betrayal, and even those who once saw her as a conflicted soul now wonder if her heart truly lies with Sunny or if she's playing a far more dangerous game. As the fallout spreads, Natalia's standing in Sunny's world hangs by a thread, and the question looms: can she ever rebuild the trust she's so recklessly squandered? The fragility of trust with Sunny. Sunny Corinthos, the iron-fisted ruler of Port Charles's criminal underworld, is no stranger to betrayal, but Natalia's actions have struck a particularly bitter chord. Already grappling with a deteriorating physical condition that threatens to undermine his authority, Sunny had once seen a flicker of hope in Natalia, a chance for something beyond the constant warfare of his life. But her disclosure to Sidwell felt like a dagger to the back, and Sunny, never one to forgive easily, has pushed her out of his inner circle with a cold finality. Yet, beneath the surface of his hardened exterior, there are murmurs among his closest confidants that a part of him still wrestles with lingering emotions for Natalia. Their shared history, marked by moments of raw vulnerability and unspoken longing, complicates his resolve to sever ties completely. In the dimly lit corners of his coffee warehouse, where deals are struck and fates are decided, Sonia, his loyal enforcer, has noticed Sunny's fleeting glances at old photographs of Natalia, a silent testament to a bond not fully extinguished. But with his health faltering and enemies closing in, can Sunny afford the luxury of second chances, or will his survival instincts force him to bury those feelings under a mountain of distrust? Jen Sidwell sits, ruthless ambitions. Enter Jen Sidwell, a specter from Natalia's past, who has returned to Port Charles not with nostalgia, but with a sinister blueprint to dismantle everything Sunny holds dear. Sidwell isn't just a scorned ex, he's a calculated predator with a vendetta that burns hotter than the summer sun on the docks of Port Charles. Armed with the explosive intel about Sunny's heart condition, Sidwell is orchestrating a chess game where every move is designed to topple the mob boss's empire brick by brick. His late-night meetings in abandoned warehouses, surrounded by a cadre of mercenaries, reveal his plan to exploit Sunny's vulnerability during a potential surgery, possibly orchestrating an ambush when he's at his weakest. Worse still, Sidwell's past with Natalia adds a layer of psychological warfare to his scheme. He knows her weaknesses, her fears, and the unresolved emotions that still tie her to him, and he's not above manipulating those ties to pull her into his orbit as an unwitting pawn or a willing accomplice. For Natalia, Sidwell's presence is a haunting reminder of a chapter she thought she'd closed, and every encounter with him is a tightrope walk between old affections and the stark reality of his malevolent intentions. If Sidwell succeeds, Natalia risks being branded a traitor in Sunny's eyes, a label that could provoke a wrath as fierce as any storm Port Charles has ever seen. Natalia Sepp's battle for redemption and survival. Caught in a vice between Sunny's icy dismissal and Sidwell's dangerous machinations, Natalia finds herself increasingly isolated in a town that thrives on alliances. Even her own daughter, Allison Blaze Rogers, a fiery spirit with a burgeoning music career, has turned a cold shoulder, unable to reconcile her mother's questionable choices with the values she holds dear. Blaze's latest song, performed at a local club, subtly hints at a fractured family bond, with lyrics that cut deep into Natalia's conscience. With allies scarce and suspicion shadowing her every move, Natalia stands at a crossroads where retreat is not an option. Her resolve hardens as she contemplates audacious steps to claw her way back into Sunny's good graces. Rumors swirl that she's been seen digging into Sidwell's recent dealings, perhaps gathering evidence to expose his sinister plot before it's too late. Others whisper of a desperate plan to confront Sidwell head-on, risking everything to sever their toxic connection once and for all. There's even talk of a personal sacrifice, a willingness to lay bare her own vulnerabilities to prove her loyalty to Sunny, perhaps by offering to stand as a shield during his most perilous moments. Each potential path is fraught with peril, but Natalia's determination burns bright. She knows that her choices in the coming days will not only shape her destiny, but also ripple through the lives of everyone she loves. The uncertain future of Port Charles. As the storm brews over Port Charles, the town braces for an upheaval that could redefine its power dynamics. Natalia Ramirez, once a peripheral player in Sunny's orbit, now holds a pivotal role in a drama where every misstep could be fatal. Will she muster the courage to defy Sidwell's influence and reclaim her place by Sunny's side, or will her past entanglements drag her into an abyss from which there is no return? Sunny's health crisis adds a ticking clock to the narrative, intensifying the urgency of every decision. Meanwhile, the residents of Port Charles from the dock workers, who overhear whispered plots to the socialites, sipping martinis at the Metro Court watch with bated breath as this saga unfolds. Natalia's journey is a testament to the fragile balance of trust and betrayal in a world where allegiances shift like the tides. Her fight for redemption is not just a personal battle, it's a mirror reflecting the constant struggle for power and survival that defines life in this treacherous town. Can she navigate this labyrinth of deception and emerge with her integrity and her life intact, or will the ghosts of her past seal her fate in a tragic endgame? In conclusion, the saga of Natalia Ramirez is a roller coaster of emotion and suspense, a narrative thread that keeps us glued to the unfolding drama of General Hospital. As we await the next twist in this captivating storyline, one thing is certain: Port Charles is a battlefield where hearts and empires are won and lost, and Natalia's next move could be the spark that ignites a firestorm. Next, we will dive into a captivating twist in the saga of Christina Corinthos Davis as she faces a whirlwind of emotional and legal challenges on General Hospital. Prepare for a deep exploration of a storyline fraught with deception, family turmoil, and desperate decisions as we unravel a reimagined narrative with fresh perspectives, intricate details, and surprising new elements. Let's journey through this gripping drama, starting from a climactic resolution and working backward through layers of betrayal and intrigue. A desperate pact. Christina sips shocking choice. In a stunning turn of events, Christina Corinthos Davis finds herself at a crossroads where her freedom hangs by a thread. Under the looming shadow of criminal accusations orchestrated by her nemesis, Ava Jerome, Christina contemplates an unthinkable solution, voluntarily checking herself into Shady Brook Psychiatric Facility. This decision isn't born solely out of fear of incarceration, but from a profound desire to shield her family from further disgrace. Imagine the turmoil in Christina's heart as she wrestles with the stigma of such a choice, knowing that her actions could alter public perception of her forever. This isn't just about avoiding jail. Rumor has it that Christina harbors a secret hope that her time at Shady Brook might unearth hidden truths about her own motivations and grievances against Ava. Our analysis suggests that this plot twist could introduce a psychological depth to Christina's character, exploring themes of redemption and self-discovery amidst chaos. Could this be the moment where Christina transforms from a vengeful daughter into a figure of resilience? Only time will tell as the walls of Shady Brook become her unlikely sanctuary. Ava sits Ruthless, Gambit escalates. Just before Christina's dramatic decision, the tension reaches a boiling point as Ava Jerome tightens her grip, demanding an exorbitant sum to keep silent about incriminating evidence. Picture Ava in her sleek penthouse, plotting her next move with a chilling smirk, her demands no longer whispers but brazen ultimatums delivered with icy precision. This isn't merely about money, it's a power play, a chance for Ava to assert dominance over the Corinthos family in a game of high stakes. New whispers in Port Charles suggest Ava might be collaborating with an unseen ally, perhaps a disgruntled former associate of the Corinthos clan, adding a layer of conspiracy to her schemes. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis, Christina's steadfast protector, finds herself teetering on the edge of ethical collapse, grappling with decisions that could tarnish her own integrity. Our deeper dive reveals that Ava's escalating threats might push Alexis into a corner, forcing her to consider alliances she never thought possible. Could this be the unraveling of Alexis's moral compass, or will she find a way to outsmart Ava at her own game? Family bonds tested. A mother sips burden. Rewinding further, we witness the intense confrontation between Alexis and her daughters, where secrets spill like ink on a page. In a dimly lit room at the Davis household, Alexis's face is etched with worry as she tries to shield Molly Lansing Davis from the ugly truth about Christina's predicament. The air crackles with unspoken questions as Molly, ever the protector of justice, senses something amiss. We've crafted an additional subplot here. Molly, driven by her legal instincts, begins to suspect that Alexis might be entangled in illicit dealings to protect Christina, perhaps even dipping into questionable funds from her past. This suspicion adds a raw, emotional layer to their dynamic. What if Molly uncovers a scandal that could fracture their family beyond repair? Our analysis posits that this moment could redefine Molly's trust in her mother, setting the stage for a rift that might take seasons to heal. As Alexis pleads with Christina to consider drastic measures for her safety, the weight of maternal sacrifice looms large, painting a portrait of a family on the brink. Uncovering the plot, Molly sips discovery. Earlier still, the drama intensifies as Molly stumbles upon a confidential document that threatens to upend everything she knows about her sister. Imagine Molly, sitting in her quaint office, her brow furrowed as she deciphers the legal jargon on a stray envelope mistakenly left behind by Diane Miller. This isn't just a clerical error, it's a Pandora's box revealing a plan to have Christina confined against her wishes. We've enriched this scene with Molly enlisting the help of a new character, a private investigator named Ethan Reed, who offers to dig deeper into the origins of this document. Ethan's gritty backstory as a former cop adds intrigue, hinting at hidden motives that could complicate Molly's quest for truth. Our detailed breakdown suggests that Molly's horror isn't just about the content, but the betrayal it implies. How could her own family contemplate such a move? This discovery sparks a fire in Molly, propelling her into a mission to protect Christina, unaware of the dark undercurrents she's about to wade into. Will Ethan's involvement uncover more than Molly bargained for? The initial spark, a web of deception begins. At the genesis of this tangled tale, we find the inadvertent mishap that sets everything in motion, a seemingly innocuous mix-up by Diane Miller, the family's trusted legal counsel. Visualize Diane in her bustling law office, juggling multiple cases, when a critical envelope labeled with the ambiguous surname Davis slips from her grasp. This tiny error born from a moment of distraction amidst a chaotic caseload becomes the catalyst for a storm. We've imagined a backstory for Diane's oversight. Perhaps she's been distracted by a personal crisis, a estranged sibling reaching out after years of silence, adding a humanizing flaw to her normally impeccable professionalism. Our analysis explores how this blunder mirrors the broader theme of chaos in Port Charles, where even the most calculated players can falter. As the envelope falls into Molly's hands, it's not just a piece of paper, but a grenade waiting to detonate familial loyalties. Could Diane's small mistake be the pebble that starts an avalanche of revelations? Through this reversed and reimagined narrative, we've woven a tapestry of suspense, betrayal, and raw emotion, expanding on the original framework with inventive twists and psychological depth. From Diane's initial slip to Christina's harrowing decision to seek refuge in Shady Brook, each segment offers a fresh lens on the character's struggles, amplified by new subplots and detailed introspection. As General Hospital continues to captivate with its labyrinth of secrets, we invite you to speculate: will Christina emerge stronger from her trials, or will Ava's machinations prove too formidable? Stay tuned to ABCGH Spoilers channel for more updates, and share your predictions in the comments below. Let's keep this thrilling conversation alive as we await the next explosive chapter in Port Charles.